is we'll just share a little health and wellness video during this COVID-19 pandemic, just to help wait for a few more people to log on. My name is Moradike, and I'll be hosting you this afternoon. So would like to welcome you again.
Taking care of your mental health during the coronavirus pandemic. The first thing you can do to help yourself is go on an attention diet. Choose 2 to 3 reliable sources of information to get your updates from. Then designate 2 to 3 specific times of day to review any new developments. Ideally, limit the amount of time you spend doing so. It would be easy to become overwhelmed by all the information that's available to us. And in times of social media and instant messaging, if there's something really important that comes up between those designated times, you're still going to hear about it. The next thing you can do to help yourself is practice gratitude daily. 3 things, no repeats. This will help you look for positive things that are going on in your life, and preferably do it first thing in the morning. During a pandemic, we're being bombarded by threat messages or danger signals, and it's going to be important for us to be able to help ourselves settle down and feel more connected to safety in order to be able to process that information and make the healthiest decisions for ourselves and for our families. The third thing we can do is focus on what we can control. Practicing things like self-isolation after travel or social distancing, finding ways to help our neighbors or our families. The fourth thing is connect with others, of course while maintaining that social distancing and self-isolation, but we can do this through text, email, FaceTime, social media groups, and this is really important because attachment mitigates the threat response in humans. The next thing you can do is make a schedule. Whether you're in quarantine or working from home or on self-isolation, structure offers safety and predictability, especially during times of uncertainty. And if necessary, ask a buddy to help you be accountable to sticking to the schedule that you create. The sixth thing you can do is include exercise in that schedule. Our threat systems are on hyper alert during times like these. Give them an opportunity to discharge while bolstering your physical and mental health. And ideally, make it outdoors for as much as possible because we know there are healing properties to being in nature. And 7, use music. Make soothing or nostalgic playlists to help yourself settle when you're feeling amped up. And consider including nature sounds in those playlists. Finally, remember that we're all in this together. This is an issue that is uniting the globe. Allow your feelings to come. Of course, there's going to be moments where you're scared or overwhelmed, and that's okay. Ask yourself, in this moment, what is the healthiest thing for me to do? I hope this helps. Stay well.
Okay, thank you. I hope that little public service announcement was able to give you just some tips on how to manage the situation given the current pandemic. So I would like to officially welcome you. My name is Moradike Odubeson. I work in ARM. This event is called the My Passion, My Future event. It's an event that we've had for, this is the 3rd time in a row. It's an annual event. So we've had it for 3 years. This is our 3rd year and our very first viral one. Every other one we've had in person, you know, we've had to engage with all the teenagers. If this is your first or second time here, welcome, welcome. This is very different from all the other ones. So get your pen, your paper, whatever you feel like writing in your notepad, your keyboard, because you're going to learn a lot. So before we start, I would like to acknowledge everybody that we have here on Zoom. I'll just call out a few names. I see Adeoluwa, I see Adenike Ladele, welcome. I see Hezekiah Oladimeji, well done. Well done for joining us here today, and we would like to welcome you. So again, we started with 132. We can see that the participants We're now at 237. Well done, guys. So please get your pen, get your paper. It's going to be fun. If you're here on YouTube, logged on live, welcome. We see you. Again, I know that it's been very, very difficult, especially the last semester. And if you haven't finished your term and you're still writing exams, you've written exams, congratulations and well done. It's not easy. I know we're very, very used to seeing our friends in school and our teachers. So well done. You know, our graduating class of 2020. Woo-hoo! Well done. Get your pen, your paper ready, and we'll just, I know that honestly, on a Saturday at 2 p.m., some of you are just waking up. It's the last place you want to be because you were playing computer games overnight. Wake up, drink water. We're going to load you with information. And this is information that can help your future. So just to start off, we would like to share some housekeeping rules. I can see that a few people have already raised their hands. So we will drop the hands right now, and we would ask that hands be raised when you want to ask a question, you want to answer, you want to ask a question to our participants or any of our keynote speakers. We have fantastic keynote speakers. We will unmute your mic and then you can speak. We'll have 2 polls, one in the beginning and one at the end. Please be as honest as possible. It's completely anonymous. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your answer has been. Your mommy doesn't know, your daddy doesn't know. So please be honest. During the speakers, if you have any questions, or even throughout the entire event, if you have any questions you want to ask us, please use the Q&A button just below your screen to ask your questions. All mics will be muted. We would unmute you when you have your hands raised to ask a question. I can see some hands are raised. So we'll drop those hands because we have just started. Again, it's going to be fun, fun, fun. We're going to have a few giveaways, but you need to pay attention for you to have those giveaways, like for you to actually win something, okay? Once again, please tag us on our social media handle. We're at ARM Engage. We're on YouTube Live. Hello, YouTubers. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're also on Facebook and LinkedIn for the parents that are listening in. Again, during this pandemic, please remember to wear your mask. Wash your hands always. Remember to sanitize your hands and always stay at a distance when you're speaking with people outside of your household. Please, it's very important for us to stay safe at this time. So just to kick off the show, we would like to invite our MD and our CEO, Ms. Jumoke Ogundari, to welcome us officially. Hello, Jumoke.
Thank you very much, Moradike. Great introduction. Hello, everybody, and you're welcome to this year's ARM, My Passion, My Future. I am delighted to invite you and welcome you this afternoon. I thank you very, very much for attending. And as Moradike said, I'm sure you had other things to do, but you decided to be a part of this program. We started this program in 2018, and we've run the program every year since then. And it's just gotten better and better. You know, it's organized by the ARM team, but at the anchor, at the center of this is ARM Academy. And ARM Academy's tagline is impossible doesn't exist. Something like that. Impossibility doesn't exist. And when we were putting this together, I thought, would we be able to do this online? This is the first time we're doing this, running this program online. And I'm so happy that we have so many people, much more than we've had. I think this is the highest attendance we've had since we started running this program in 2013. So I thank you very much for attending. And I hope that over the next 2 days, you will learn a lot from this program. So what is this about? When we started the program in 2018, it was really about bringing young minds together, you know, to exchange ideas on financial literacy, just being aware of what money means and what you can do with money and how you can begin to build your knowledge around just understanding what money can do for you. It's also a program where we bring together people and we discuss the power of teamwork and collaboration. Because in life, you know, as you grow older, you find that you may be very good at something, but sometimes you need other people to work with you to make, you know, whatever it is that you have become bigger and better. It's also a time that, you know, through interaction, you can build a wider network. It's a program that's designed to help you to build your mental and emotional bank account. And what do I mean by that? You know, as you're maturing, you begin to think about your passion. What do you have a passion for? What do you really love doing? And how can you transform what you love doing into a profession or into a business? How can you commercialize it in such a way that people actually value and want what you have a passion for? They want to pay for what you have a passion for. So this program over the next 2 days will be taking you through different topics, different ideas on how to transform. Number one, first of all, discover what your passion is, and then how to transform that passion into something that other people want to pay for. And you know, I'm so delighted today that we have two speakers, two young speakers, young and successful speakers who have followed their passion. And you can learn from them, and they can tell you how they're now using and living their passion to create value for themselves and value for other people. And let me just pause and just give you, you know, a famous American writer once said, "Your vocation in life is where your greatest joy meets the world's greatest need." Therefore, you know, so that passion, it's about how do you transform this passion into something that everybody will want to be a part of, everybody will want to share with you. So I'm hoping that over the next 2 days, we will engage you and you'll be able to take away very valuable lessons that will be good building blocks for your future. So welcome again, everybody. Thank you very much for your time here. And I wish you a very successful, a very engaging 2-day session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jumoke, for that wonderful welcome. Participants, I hope you're ready to just get all the information you require to become successful, similar to what Jumoke has said. She also mentioned that this event is going to basically talk to you about savings, investing, how to have a career that, you know, will make money for you. Millionaires are not made overnight. There's a lot of hard work that needs to go in. Again, we're going to talk to you about how to be, how to have good well-being, you know, how to be healthy, how to be happy, you know, because when you're happy, ultimately, anything that you want to achieve, as long as you work hard, you would get it and you would be successful at it. So thank you again, Jumoke. So before we start, we would like to just have a poll. And the poll is very easy. It basically is going to say, is just to say how excited are you to be here? The first option is, are you very excited? Are you excited? Are you indifferent? You don't know why you're here. And some people just don't want to be here because their parents forced them to be here. Please be as honest as possible. Remember, I don't know what your responses are. Your parents don't know what your responses are. And for those of you, again, that are not really sure about what this program is, stay till the end, and then you will tell me what you learned at the end of the day, okay? All right, so we'll wait for a few more seconds before we end the poll. So another 10 seconds, and then we'll end the poll. I think we're getting a few responses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Thank you to all who voted. 270 people voted. About 7% don't know why they're here, and maybe their parents forced them. Again, get your pen, your paper. I will talk to you after the session to know what you have learned. Trust me, it's not knowledge that is wasted. You will not get it at school. Your friends may tell you about it, your parents may tell you about it, but it's always best to get it firsthand. A few people are indifferent. Again, we'll turn that around. And for those of you who are excited to be here and very excited to be here, again, we're excited to have you. Okay, so shortly after Jumoke's welcome, I know she mentioned a bit about what we do in ARM. We would like to play a short video so that you know more about us at ARM.
Our journey began with a footstep, and on this journey, we were joined by people with whom we share the common destination as we journeyed towards realizing ambition, scaling hurdles, and breaking boundaries. Over the years, we have remained committed to increasing literacy and awareness amongst the younger generation through education, dialogue, and empowering them to make meaningful impact in their communities. Created a platform internally focusing on competency, development, strategic learning, leadership empowerment, and preservation of the ARM culture.
Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you were paying attention. This is our first giveaway. I hope you were really paying attention. So fastest fingers, the question is, what's the name of this event by ARM? I'll give you a few minutes or a few seconds actually to respond to that question. Oh, congratulations, FA says, my passion, my future. Congratulations, FA. One of my colleagues is going to take your name and you win a gift voucher from ARM. I see responses still coming in. Michael, well done. Foyisola, well done. Trust me, there are many other giveaways. So you guys, I love the energy that is coming right now because so many people are still responding. Thank you. So the second question, ARM in that video started in 1994. How old is ARM today? My maths gurus, I need the answer right now. How old is ARM? Oh, wow, the questions are just the responses. Some people don't know maths, so. But it's okay, it's fine. We're 26 years old. And I believe the first person to respond to that question is, I'm just trying to go up. I believe it was Demilade Bamidele. Congratulations, Demilade Bamidele. You get a gift voucher from ARM. Don't worry about what this gift voucher is because I'm sure you're itching to know. We will tell you later when my colleague Raphael comes in to basically tell you exactly what you can use that gift voucher for. So on that note, we would like to welcome our very first keynote speaker. Her name is Renny. Renny is fantastic. She's just 24. She turned 24 a few weeks ago. So happy birthday, Renny, from all of us at ARM. Thank you so much for being with us. Renny Odetoyinbo is a side hustler extraordinaire. She's a marketing consultant by day, and you can catch her on her YouTube channel, XO Renny, to find out all about her interests and her hobbies. Trust me, Renny knows about financial savings. She knows about what to do with her finances. She knows about just having a lifestyle. You know, she is really a true testament that her passion, that you can follow your passion and be completely a success. You know, when you see your parents spending money and they're earning money, this is what Renny is going to tell you, what she has done with all the money that she has received since she was young. Again, remember, she's just 24. Renny, everything Renny knows about has been taught to her by her dad. Her dad is Mr. Bode Odetoyinbo, and he's a criminal defense lawyer by day and a personal injury lawyer. He is an avid investor in the stock market, and everything he knows about investing, he has impacted on his children, Renny and her sister. So we're very excited to have Renny here to tell us what she has used her money for in the past. So hi, Renny.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure is ours. Please share as much as you can. Just download your brain so that everybody would be able to be like Renny.
Okay, thank you so much. I was so excited for the opportunity to speak at this event today when ARM reached out, especially because you are all at that age where what you hear can now change your life. So it can change your life for good or for bad. And I know that when I was your age, I was really poured into and invested into by my family, my friends, teachers, and mentors, and they all had a great impact on me. So that's why I make it one of my missions to pour into others. So hi everyone, I am Renny Odetoyinbo. I am 24 years old and I live in Toronto, Canada. I currently work as a marketing consultant at one of the largest banks in Canada, and I work in the wealth management division of the bank. So I work in a place similar to ARM, where we help manage and invest funds for ultra high net worth clients. So I am on the marketing side. So while I don't manage any money, I create marketing plans that attract $1 million clients to the bank. So you're probably wondering, why did ARM choose this girl in marketing to speak to you at an event about investing, wellness, and interests? Well, for one, I'm closer to your age than most of the people here, so I think I can relate to you a little bit more. But just 10 years ago, I was entering high school and making critical decisions that would impact my future. And I know many of you are in this position right now. Mentorship is so important, so allow me to be your mentor in all things related to following your passion. This event is called My Passion, My Future, and I believe that ARM chose me specifically to talk to you because from what you can see online, from what I post online, the side hustles that I have, and the job that I have chosen, I always follow my passion. But even while following my passion, I'm sure to be financially savvy, and I was actually able to purchase my first house at the age of 23 years old. I also regularly invest in the stock market. So I say this to say, I definitely understand that there has to be a balance between work and play, and I'll talk about that a bit later. But so far, following my passions has afforded me a bright future, a bright present, and God willing, a bright future. So today I'll tell you about my life journey thus far, and I want you guys to interact with me in the chat box. Let me know your thoughts on what I'm saying. I want this to be a very interactive session. So I'll tell you about the passion projects that I pursue and hopefully inspire all of you to do the same. Oftentimes we talk about work, 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 school, 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 but we never really encourage children to follow their passions or encourage anyone to follow their passions at all. When was the last time that someone actually asked you what you're passionate about? My guess is never, or it doesn't happen very often. So that is what I am here to do. For all the parents listening, don't worry, I'm not telling your kids to drop out of school and become a rapper. I really just want to show them that there are practical ways to be successful while still following your passion. So I'll give you a bit of background about me. I'm the child of 2 lawyers. So naturally, when I was a child, I wanted to be a lawyer growing up. That is every Nigerian parent's dream. And my parents were so ecstatic at the thought that my sister and I would take over their law firm when we grew up. Unfortunately for them, once I was exposed to other disciplines such as business, I had to switch course completely. I was not going to follow the typical lawyer, doctor, engineer route, but instead I decided I was going to be a businesswoman. So I went to business school and I specialized in operations and marketing, and I did some internships. But after a year of doing this, I actually realized that I couldn't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. I didn't want to be miserable in my job. So I transitioned to marketing, and that is where I am right now, and I love it. I also mentioned I have some side hustles. So do any of you have side hustles? Let me know in the chat box so we can interact. I want to know if you have anything that you're working on, like photography, for example. Let me know exactly what you're doing right now. So onto my side hustles. I'm currently a co-founder of a creative agency called Season 3. And at Season 3, we do photography, videography, and creative direction for brands and businesses. We have had photo shoots at multinational companies such as Shopify. And Shopify is currently the most valuable company in Canada. I also have a YouTube channel, Renny, where I talk about personal finance and investing, fashion, skincare, and career tips. So as you can see, I do quite a bit, and I aim to be a resource for others, educating them on everything that I've learned thus far. So I see a lot of you have side hustles. Some of you are doing hairstyling, video making, graphic design, and one of you even has a YouTube channel. So that's great. I love to see that. I'm also an avid traveler. I've been to over 30 countries, and these are just a few of the things that I do. But you can see that you can also have a fruitful career and juggle successful side hustles. So as I was preparing for today, I thought of the greatest lessons that I've learned in my short 24 years of life when it comes to my interests, investing, and wellness. To begin, I've learned that it's important to expose yourself to different disciplines. So you don't truly know what you're interested in until you try. It is so important to explore yourself so that you can actually get to know your interests. Try again. Parents, this is where you can help. When your child shows interest in something, encourage them. So when I was 14, I started to be interested in photography, and my dad decided to buy me a cheap camera, and today, look at me, I'm a photographer. At one point, I thought I wanted to be a singer, so my parents let me join a choir. But quickly after that, we learned it may not be my gift, and that's okay. So I'm no longer do singing, but we only learn from trying, and failure. Remember that failure is not a bad thing. It is actually a crucial step on the journey to success. So many people have talents inside of them that were just never explored. And I hope that each and every one of you get the opportunity to explore yours. The next lesson that I was taught is that whatever you do, be good at it. So I'm not telling you to throw logic away and try everything under the sun without reason. But as you're trying things, and you actually find something that you like, try to be the best you can possibly be at it. Especially with Nigerian parents, the best thing you can do to encourage them to let you pursue your passions, because while you're under their roof, remember, you have to still listen to them. So the best thing you can do to encourage them to pursue your passions is to actually excel in it. For example, when I was in middle school, I wanted to blog and take photos of all my fashionable outfits. And oftentimes your parents will see this as a distraction from school or church or any of the things that they deem important. And to be fair, I wasn't the best at it at first. But when you put in effort to improve constantly, you will improve, and no one can take that from you. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So lastly, when it comes to interests, I'm going to say that the most important part is for you to show up. So if you're passionate about fashion and want to work with a popular fashion magazine, the most important thing you can do is show up. Despite being inexperienced, show up. Despite being the youngest in the room, show up. There are so many people that are in the place that they are simply because they decided to show up and step into the opportunities that were presented to them. So make sure each and every one of you are showing up. Let me know where you'll be showing up today or in the future. Let me know. So lastly, so when it comes to investing, I really want to emphasize how important investing is in general. So who here aspires to be wealthy one day? Let me know in the chat box. I know that I definitely do want to be wealthy. Yep, I see a lot of you saying that you do want to be wealthy, of course. And I know I do as well. So my parents actually taught me financial literacy from the time that I was 4 years old. So every single time that I received money from an auntie or an uncle who visited the house, I would have to save 50% of it. So say you get 1,000 Naira from someone, 500 Naira would have to go and be saved in my bank account. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but if you continue to do that over the years, it actually adds up. So when I turned 18, I started to actually invest my money. I invest in the stock market. And for those who don't know, a stock is a little piece of a company that every single person is able to buy. So it allows you to be a part owner in companies rather than just being someone who buys products from that company. For example, I own stocks of Apple, which is the iPhone. And now I'm a part owner in Apple. Isn't that cool to say? Don't you guys want to be a part owner in a company one day? Well, if you have specific questions about investing, we can discuss it further during the Q&A session a bit later on. But investing is really about making your money work for you instead of you working for your money. 5 years after I started investing, I was able to buy my first house. So the first lesson that I learned is that mindset is everything when it comes to investing. To be ahead of the crowd, you have to think differently than the crowd. Start teaching yourself about money at the young age that you are. You are all 13 to 17, so this is the perfect time to start. And there are free resources across the internet that you can use, including my YouTube channel, shameless plug. It is XO Renny, and I talk about financial literacy there. But so many people are 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, and have no idea about money. Don't let this be you. You are hearing me now. Many of you probably live with your parents for free, not paying any rent, and you are so young. So you really have no excuse. Each and every one of you listening to me can be millionaires if you just start thinking about turning money into something that works for you. Another key lesson that I learned with investing is that the early bird catches the worm. I know this sounds cliche and you've heard it many, many times, but with money, time makes all the difference. The earlier you start, the more your money will grow. Trust me when I say that if I could have started learning about money when I was 2 years old, I would have. Money really affords you the freedom to do what you want, when you want. And I desire that for every single one of you. I'm sure many of you know that money is a limiting factor for many people. So if you can have financial freedom, that is the ideal for all of us. My parents taught me a lot about money. So after this, we'll have a Q&A session with my dad, who is right here, where we can answer your questions. Lastly, I will touch on wellness. So wellness is ensuring that not only are you working, but you are focusing on your passions, your physical well-being and your mental well-being. Wealth is not just about having a lot of money, but to be truly wealthy, it is also about protecting your peace and your mental health. This is so important and I can't say it enough. Make sure you spend time on the things that feed your soul. Ultimately, it's great to have a full-time job and make money. And this is something that we all have to do to survive. But remember that you only have one life and you can't truly have a work-life balance or a school-life balance in many of your cases if you hate school. So do what you love, be good at it, and you will eventually be profitable. Let me know how you practice self-care and wellness in the chat box. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope this was helpful. Let me know what your key takeaways were from this chat, and I can't wait to hear from you. My parents have actually been a pivotal force in my life and helped me explore my passions and learn how to be financially literate. So my dad is here to answer any questions that you have about following your passions and financial literacy, and he will be answering some questions shortly. We'll turn it over to Ralph.
Good afternoon once again, Renny. Good afternoon, Mr. Odeto Imbo.
Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for that insightful presentation. I wish I could turn back the hands of time, really. You've said a whole lot and I've learned a whole lot, and I hope our participants have learned as well. So just going to a few things that I picked out from your presentation. You mentioned working, you're currently working, and at the same time you have side hustles, right?
Correct.
So that just simply means that we shouldn't just focus on our 9 to 5, but if we have time for other things, we should try and work on it and tap into that opportunity. He also said something about hard work beats talent, which means hard work would actually help, and provide the right result. Excel at what you do. So in as much as you try a lot of things, try to excel at all of those things. And one of the things I picked today was to show up, take opportunities, as they come, take opportunities, whether you're the youngest in the room, take opportunities, show up. And then you spoke about making money, start early, leverage on time. And you also mentioned passion. As much as you follow your passion, also ensure that you're doing things that you're happy doing at every point in time. So things that actually feed your soul. So to our participants, the most important thing that I think I picked out today was that Renny bought her first house at the age of 23. That really struck me. So we're going to introduce a Renny challenge, which is who's going to buy the first house before 23. Renny has done it at 23. So who's going to do it before 23? I need you guys to send that into the chat box. Let's get to see. So if you're going to do it before 23, how are you going to do it? Yeah, I can see someone said at 21. Someone said me, I'll do it. How are you going to do it? Wow, someone said stocks. Someone said at 18. Interesting. So we really learned from Renny today. So Renny, my first question is, when you started keeping money aside, when you started saving, you mentioned that you started with 50% of everything, every money that comes your way, you set aside 50%. And to me, you look like someone that kind of loved chocolates, cakes, ice creams. How did you feel? How did you feel making that sacrifice? 50% of your cakes, chocolates, ice creams, you just have to let them go. How did it feel?
It did not feel good in the moment. No, especially when you're a child, nobody wants to give up the great things that you have, but it paid off. And my parents always taught me the principle of delayed gratification, that although you may not have it now, you'll get the benefits later on. So I just had to stick to it. Obviously, it did not feel good in the moment, though.
Oh, okay. So that's more like sacrifice, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So my second question is, you spoke about stocks. You spoke about invested in stocks. I'd like you to elaborate more on that, because I know that stocks are instruments or investment products that sort of go up and come down. They kind of have a volatile cycle. Now, how did you feel? Or did you ever experience that moment, with your investments in stocks, when the investment had to go down at some point? Did you look at Daddy and say, Daddy, you're making me do this. This is chocolate money going down the drain. How did you feel when you had that experience?
Yeah, so we do a lot of research before we actually decide to put our money in any stock. And I think my dad always told me that there's always risks with investing. So you once you're aware that there are risks and that your money can go down, but the overall trajectory of the stock market is up, it prepares you for the downturns. Of course, you're scared that you're going to lose all your money, but ultimately the stock market has been going up since it started. So you'll eventually get your money.
Okay. So my next question is to you, sir. Good afternoon once again, and congratulations. It just shows that you devoted a lot of time to raising your kids, especially in the financial literacy way. So just as for the sake of some of our parents that are listening in, so my question is, I'm sure during the process, of trying to imbibe that knowledge in the two daughters you have, there must have been some lessons you also learned. Now, if you had the second chance to do this again, would you do it the same way, or you'll bring in those new lessons that you've learned? And if you want to share those as well.
Well, I'll do it exactly the same way that my wife and I did it. We started early. We taught them the value of financial literacy, taught them about delayed gratification. We taught them about focusing on the asset column as opposed to the want column, or the things that feed your emotional being. Fortunately for us, they listened to us and they learned, just like you've heard from Renny, they've learned valuable lessons. So the value of starting early and starting at the point where they're learning, they're sponges, they want to learn. And I would recommend that to every single parent and every participant over here, just being able to present a picture and for them to understand where this is all headed, even though it may not feel good in the moment. But you heard Renny say that she didn't like giving up on the goodies, but
yes, it is.
Now she's actually been able to satisfy that. Now understands where that journey was headed, and she's fully invested right now. She understands where the things are headed, and for all the kids who are listening, all the parents who are listening, the kids need to be involved. It's not just the parents giving the kids stuff or just taking money and saving for the kids. The kids need to understand and participate so that they get through the journey together and understand what the whole thing is all about.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. So we'll go to questions from our participants now. The first question here is actually for you, sir. Okay. It says, so my parents tell me that they save money for me in a bank savings account, but I never get to see this money. How do I approach them? You know, that I want to see what it is that they say it's for me.
Okay. Perhaps it will help if I tell you what we did. When we opened up a bank account for Renny and Tenny, that's my other daughter, every time we went to the bank to actually deposit money, I took them there, or her mom, their mom took them there to the bank. We did it together so that they could understand what was being done on their behalf in terms of the deposits, as well as they had a passbook and they could see what was in it and they could see it grow. So approaching your parents and saying, look, I just listened to this wonderful session with ARM. I understand that I really should be involved in this. I now want you to involve me, not just save for me, but I want to know what's going on in this account. That is what I've worked for us, and that's how we have done it, and it's worked very well in our hands.
Wow, interesting. Please send your questions to the chat box so we can take as many as we can. We have the opportunity with Renny now. There's another question here that says, when did you get to realize your true passion? I think that's to Renny, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So when I started photography at the age of 14, I guess it was something that came to me very naturally, and I enjoyed doing it. So I guess I discovered my passion at the age of 14. But when it came to marketing, I didn't actually realize that until I was maybe 18 or 19 when I started in university. So I think I'm always discovering new things that I like. Now YouTube is one of my new hobbies and passions. So I just started that 2 months ago. So as you can see, like, as I said, trying new things just has allowed me to discover different passions.
Okay. Okay, the other question here is, what school did you attend?
Okay. I attended the Schulich School of Business in Toronto.
Okay. One second, I'm trying to look for another question here. Okay, someone wants you to explain what you mean by side hustle.
Okay, so usually, excuse me, Usually people have a main job, which is their 9 to 5. So that would be the job that I work at the bank, where I work from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Those are the standard hours in Canada. And you work there 5 days a week, and that is what you want. Usually it's what you went to school for, and then when you graduate, you work there. A side hustle would be what you're doing after 5 p.m. So that would be the 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. or on your weekends. That is what you're spending your time doing. And usually the side hustle is, so sometimes people work jobs that they don't actually like. So the side hustle is usually something that you do like, and it's something that you're doing after hours. It is a lot of work. You are putting in extra time that you may not be getting paid for at first, but it is very rewarding because you actually enjoy what you are doing. But ideally, you will enjoy both your 9 to 5 and your side hustle.
So someone said that, were you scared setting up the YouTube channel?
Was I scared? No, I wasn't scared. I think I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for a while, and I just knew that I couldn't really dedicate, I couldn't put out the quality and consistency that I wanted to at earlier times. The pandemic actually gave me a great time because I was at home all day. I had the opportunity to actually start it. So yeah, I wasn't scared. I was thinking if people don't like it, then that's their problem. I'm trying to help people and educate people. So I wasn't scared at all to start it.
And if I can add to that, it's natural and it's okay to be scared. But here's the reality. Opportunity exists on the other side of fear. If you stay in fear, you cannot cross into opportunity. Money also exists on the other side of fear. So if you don't start, you will never be able to get to that promised land. So okay to be afraid, okay to be a bit hesitant, but unless you make a commitment and then you are consistent, it's impossible to find financial freedom and to actually gain fame and fortune.
Okay, thank you very much for that. The other question here says, could you please speak on how you go about investing in stocks? Do you mind providing a step-by-step process?
Who's that to?
I think Renny should take us through that.
Okay, so the first thing I do is I fund my account. So say I was given $100 and I'm going to say 50% of it. I would put 50% of it into, let me start again. The first thing that you would do is open your investment account. I'm not sure what the age limit is in Nigeria, but for us in Canada, it is 18.
Yeah.
Pardon?
18. Same here.
So, perfect. So when you're 18, go and open your investing account. If you're under 18 right now, your parents can actually open one on your behalf. But say you're 18, we're going to open an investing account, and then the next step is to fund that account. So funding it means putting money into it. A thing a lot of people do is they have an account and they don't actually fund it ever. They just have an investing account to have an investing account. But the thing to do is to regularly fund it. So every time you get money, make sure you're putting it 50% or whatever percentage you can afford into that account. After that, I research. So I research the stocks that are of good, quality stocks that have good management, that have solid financial reports. And I research those to see what I want to invest in. And then the next step is to actually purchase the stock. You can do it through a brokerage account or through ARM, if ARM is your bank of your wealth management of choice. And yeah, and that's how I invest. There's a lot more that goes into it, and I have a YouTube video about that if you want to see it. But yeah, those are the basic steps. There are lots of resources online for you to do the research. The research is the most important part. So you're not putting your money into things that are going to crash the next day. You want to put your money into good companies. So research is important. You can go on YouTube. There are many different platforms online, Google Finance, lots of different platforms that can help you.
I just add to that as well. When
Yes,
you are doing your research, concentrate on the company. You're buying into ownership of a company, not a stock. The first thing is ownership, a part ownership of a company. So you want quality, not the number of stocks.
Yeah.
So if you have, for example, the shares of Amazon goes for $3,000+, but this is a phenomenal business, a world-beating business. First is the company, Next is the stock. You're buying a share of good, getting better, not just the number of shares. That's the most critical thing. And then, of course, everything else that Renny has mentioned.
Thank you so much, Mr. Odetoyinbo. Ralph, would you like to take one or two more questions? Okay, so one of the questions for Mr. Odetoyinbo is, most parents don't find jobs like music or dancing and etc. a real job. So what are we meant to do? This is as teenagers. What are you meant to do if that's your passion?
Okay, if that's your passion, I am still a Nigerian parent. First of all, you got to finish school, right? Finish school, get an education, hopefully get an education that will feed you after you finish from school. In parallel, you can actually follow your passion, whether it's when you're in school or after you finish school. If you only go with your passion, hunger may follow you as well. So get a good education as well as follow your passion. You've heard Renny say that she finished university, and then at the same time from 14, she discovered many things. There is nothing wrong in exploring things that you may think are your passion at the time, but haven't done it, haven't tried. You realize that, you know what, you may not necessarily be as passionate about it, but in the interim, get a good education, get your parents on board, and all things being equal, they will support you and allow you to experience your passion, like fashion or photography or whatever it is.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. One more question. There are a lot of questions about investment, what all the big terms that Renny has used are. My colleague Raphael will come in later to tell you more, and we'll also show a video to tell you more about that would answer those questions. So we wouldn't go through those questions, but one of the other questions that was asked is, we have a few 10-year-olds on. My dad tells me not to worry about this age. I should focus on my studies, and what do I do? So I think Mr. Odetoyinbo has answered that question before, but you can just reply, you know, so that that particular participant will be able to grasp what it is that they can do.
Okay, I mean, what, just for a pain of repeating myself, and I hope the dad is listening, it's not a distraction to have your child learn about what will keep and sustain the child even after they're finished and they've got a certificate. It's not too early, and it doesn't distract the child from what they're doing. Renny, at a very young age, was informed about what a credit card is, what a financial statement is, what you do with your money. All of these things didn't distract her. She finished, and she finished very high in her class. So I would implore every parent to involve their children in their financial future. It is their future, and just it shouldn't be divorced from what they're doing educationally.
Okay.
So this is an excellent platform. That is an excellent platform to educate the parents as well as the children about what is arguably the opportunity that can actually change their lives, because at the end of the day, we are going to go into jobs and we work for money. The critical thing is, it's not what you earn, it's what you do with that money.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. A lot of wise words from you. Thank you so much, Renny. I know it's very early in Toronto, Canada. We'll just thank you for waking up with us, you know, and sharing all the knowledge and experience that you have thus far. Remember, she's just 24, guys. Recently turned 24. So we can do much more than, you know, what Renny has done. And hopefully, Renny, sorry, you know, yeah, we're going to beat you here.
Yes, I hope you're all great.
All right. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We appreciate it. And I'll hand over to my colleague, Raphael, who would tell you more about what an investment is, all the big words that Renny, assets, liability, everything. Raphael would lead you and tell you more about that.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Renny. Thank you, Mr. Odetoyinbo. Thank you once again. Thank you, our participants, for your questions, for your numerous questions. Just to buttress more on what Renny had shared with us in our presentation earlier, we will play you a video. Please watch.
We interrupt your internet usage with this very important message from the Investor Education Fund.
Hey guys, Funny Money Man here. People are always emailing me asking how can they make money. Well, I'm going to give you one of the most powerful tips about money right here, right now. It's easy. Buy more stuff that makes money and buy less stuff that loses value. Let me show you what I mean. New sports car, money loser. Brand new designer sunglasses, money loser. White three-piece silk playa suit, big money loser. When I was dressed like that, I looked like I had a lot of money. But in reality, all these things depreciate in value. This brand new car lost 15 to 20% of its value the second I drove it off the lot. If I tried to sell it, I would not get what I paid for it because now it's used. Make a list of all the things that you own. Shoes, DVDs, an iPod, clothes, a computer, a gaming system, maybe even a big screen TV. What do all these things have in common? I'll give you time to think about it. Time's up! That's right. They're all money losers that decrease in value over time. An investment, on the other hand, is something that increases in value over time. A mutual fund, money maker. A savings bond, money maker. A high interest savings account, money maker. How many of these things do you have? Probably not many. Your long-term financial plan should include putting at least some of your money into things that increase in value. How easy is that? Now, I know what you're saying. Do I really have to worry about this right now? Well, yes! Because the younger you are when you start, the more time your investments have to increase in value. If you want to make money, you have to think long-term. Cool short-term things like cars and electronics, they look good at first, but they don't hold their value. So start building your long-term wealth by investing in long-term money makers. You see, I don't want you to wind up like my friend Jeff. I remember back when we were teenagers.
Hey man, I'm 18 years old. I'm living for today. Investing's for old people in their 40s.
Hey man, were you dissing my van, bro? This was the coolest thing on the road back in 1981. Ew. Yes, Jeff, but now you live in it.
All right, welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed that video. There's so many questions for Renny. Questions are still coming in for Renny. What I would say is check her out on our YouTube channel, XO Renny. We will also attend to your questions, and I'm sure Renny will also attend to those questions. I think she's currently doing that right now. So Renny will attend to those questions, and for the rest that she couldn't attend to, we will do that as well. But check out on our YouTube channel, XO Renny. I'm sure you'll learn a whole lot more about her. So going back to that video, I'm sure we've seen money losers and money makers. The first thing that is important for us to learn at this point is budgeting. How do we spend the little money that comes our way? What do we spend this money on? Are these things necessary? Are these things unnecessary? What budgeting will do for you is that it helps you to make a note of how you spend every kobo that comes your way, every naira that comes your way. So you're able to account for how you spend everything that you receive from your uncles, your aunts, little chores that you do at home if daddy pays you. And even if you have side hustles, because I see a lot of people say they have side hustles. So how do you spend this money? How do you account for it? it is important. So by the time you do that, you'll be able to see that there's certain things that you shouldn't be spending your money on. Now, those monies that you're able to account for that you shouldn't be spending on things that are not necessary are monies that you should put into savings or investments. Savings are things that you want to do in a short period between now and probably the next 2 years. Investments are things that you want to do way into the future. So you either put those monies in savings or you put them in investments. So you have products that serve for, that are useful for, that are structured for your savings, and you have products that are structured for your investments. When you do that, you also need to be able to identify what are assets and what are liabilities. Assets are what were referred to in the video as money makers. Liabilities are what were referred to in the video you just saw as money losers. So whatever brings more money to you, whatever you put your money in, like savings and investments, and it adds more money to you, is what you refer to as assets. Whatever you put money into and it takes those monies away, like your chocolates, your PlayStation, your ice cream, it doesn't bring money back to you, are money losers. So you need to spend a lot of attention on those sort of things and spend more attention on things that bring more money to you. At every point in time, ensure your assets are more than your liabilities. And the other thing I want to also speak to is loans, borrowing money. Try as much as possible to stay away from borrowing money. Make use of your money, but let your money work for you before you begin to make use of it. It's important that you start now. You heard Renny's dad mention earlier that you need to start now. Renny also mentioned that time is very important. So start now. If you fail, you still have people around you, like your families, your friends, that will help you come back up. So start now. And as you focus on your passion, as you try to build a future, we at ARM, we're here to support you. We're here to partner with you. We're here to be your friends. We're here to provide you with products, investment products that you can use for your savings, products that you can use for your investments from this point, this age that you are now. And as you grow into every other stage in your life, we're here to partner with you. We're here to support you. We're here to be your friend. As you move from here and you gain admission into the university, we will also be there to provide you with products that you can invest in and you can save with. As you move away from the university and you start a family and you begin to have children and you're thinking of your children's education, you're thinking of your retirement, we at ARM will also be there to provide for you the products that will cater for those circumstances at that time. And when you eventually get old and you've acquired a lot of assets and you need to distribute these assets to your loved ones, we at ARM as well will be there to support you and cater for you and provide for you products that can help you address how you transfer those assets to your loved ones and to your beneficiaries. We're currently doing that today, and we'll continue to do that. So we're partnering with you today. We're now your friends from this moment, and we'll be able to guide and work with you at every stage in your life and as you look forward to building a future. So thank you very much once again for joining us. And I hand it back to Moradike. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. I guess you've learned a lot of new words about investing, savings, finances. So again, it's an engaging session. I want to know exactly how much you've learned. So the first question is the video. I'm not sure, and we do apologize. I'm not sure why some of you couldn't see the video, but we're live on YouTube as well. You can see the videos and the re-recording of that on YouTube. At any given point in time, if you find out that, the notes that you've written, we're talking too fast, and the notes, you weren't able to complete the notes, we're on YouTube at ARM Engage. The event is called My Passion, My Future Again. Okay, so the first question, fastest fingers, not in the Q&A box, only in the chat box. First question. And the gift voucher we're giving you, Raphael has mentioned that it will be used to start your investments with us at ARM if you don't already have an investment started. So to all of you that have side hustles, I know I wrote a few here. Eniola braids hair in university, where instead of people always want to do their hair, you can start braiding hair and collecting money. And minimum investment amount is 1,000 Naira, and you can add 500 thereon. To your investments with us at ARM. Lanre wants to be a footballer. Lanre, well done. You need to work hard at it. Chidima wants to go into robotics. Well done. You know, I wish I had all these talents when I was much younger. Okay, so again, the first question is, are you ready? The video spoke about money losers. Raphael spoke about assets and liabilities. Is a liability a money loser or a money maker? Yes or no? Answers are coming in. I need to know the first person to answer. Wow, everybody is really, okay, no more answering. We have over 400 participants right now. So if 400 people respond, it will be very difficult for us to know who the first person is. But I have a winner already. Her name is Omomi. Omomi, congratulations. You get a gift voucher courtesy of ARM. I will tell you at the end how much this gift voucher is so that, you know, we would, if we have one more giveaway, everybody will just be wanting to get this money and start their investments. So thank you again very much. Yes, a liability is a money loser and an asset is a money maker. It will make money for you in the future, not for right now. So on that note, I know we bombarded you with a lot of information. We would just like to play a little game with you. And the game is going to be played, is going to help me out with this game. I got somebody that has a passion for music. She's just 10 years old. Her name is Temilayo Aboderi, and she's here with her dad. That's her manager. Temilayo, are you on? Temilayo, are you on? You need to unmute your mic. I can see you. So while we wait for Temilayo, let me look for another question to ask. So at what age did Renny purchase her investment in, oh wow, you guys will not even let me finish. What age did she purchase her home? I can see 16, I can see 18. Somebody said 23. 23 is the right answer. And I'll just wait for my colleagues to let me know who the first person was to respond to that question. Again, you get a gift voucher by ARM. So Temilayo, do I have you on right now?
Hello. Hey, Emmy.
Hello, Temilayo. Hi, how are you?
Thank you, Ma.
Okay, so Temilayo, just to say it again, for the people that did not hear me, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
She's 10 years old and she has a passion for music and she plays the saxophone. So we're going to play a game. It's called Guess the Tune. And Temilayo is going to play a tune for 1 minute. And the first person to guess the tune would get a gift voucher from ARM. Temilayo, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Dance if you don't know the name of the song. Almost done. Okay, so many people responded. Many people are still responding. The tune is Maroon 5, and the tune is Girls Like You. The name of the artist is Maroon 5. And the first person to respond to that is, okay, so FA1, the question about what age Renny purchased her first home, which is a type of investment. So FA, congratulations, you get a gift voucher from ARM. The first person to respond to the Guess the Tune by Timilayo is just give me a few seconds. People are still responding. Prosper, well done, Prosper. Congratulations, you get a gift voucher from ARM. And Timilayo, sorry, we just have one more opportunity to play another tune. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, no more Maroon 5, no more Girls Like You. Please use the chat for the giveaways. The Q&A is only meant for when the speakers are speaking and you have a question for the speakers. General comments, please use the chat box. Okay, Timilayo, let's go. Okay, so responses are still coming in. And just to be fair, since we're live on YouTube, we're going to ask somebody from YouTube who, the next winner is going to be somebody from YouTube. So I'll wait for my colleagues to tell me who the winner is on YouTube. So YouTubers, I haven't forgotten you. There are many, many more opportunities to win other prizes and vouchers from ARM, just so that you can start your investment. And also we have our second panelist, our second keynote speaker on hold. Apologies, ma'am, we're just rounding up with this session and we'll be with you in about 5 minutes. She's a very busy person. So the first person to respond on YouTube is Isong Jenny Lewis. Well done, well done. And the name of the tune is Duduke. The name of the artist is Simi. So congratulations to everybody that participated in that. I hope you had fun. At least we were able to kind of unwind before we get more information from our next keynote speaker. But before we start, Timilayo, I just want to ask, when did you start playing music? When did you start playing the sax?
I started playing the saxophone when I was 6 years old, and now that I'm 10, that's over 4 years now.
Oh, okay, congratulations. So who manages you? Do you manage yourself? I'm hoping not.
My parents manage me.
Oh, your parents manage you. Do you have any parents there right now?
Well, my dad is here. Daddy.
Oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Bodumri.
Hello.
Can you show your face? Oh, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having Timilayo with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So my question to you, sir, again, is just to help our panelists express their passions to their parents. When did you know that Timilayo loved music and, went towards the direction of playing the sax? Many people play the piano, the guitar, all that instruments. Why the sax?
Yeah, actually, I noticed a love for music at the age of 2.
Okay.
when she was 2 years old, most of her toys, she had a lot of toys, but she's more interested in the instrumentals, the ones that are musical instrument toys, like the keyboard, the xylophone, the guitar toys and all of that. And I noticed that she likes sound a lot of, she picks the sound, she could play a sound repeatedly, without making a mistake. So from that point, I introduced the keyboard to her. So she started playing the keyboard from age 2 to age 4. So when she was 4, she went to perform in a church where she saw other kids playing the saxophone. And when we got back home, she was like, "Dad, I want saxophone, I want saxophone." I was like, "No, play your keyboard, don't worry." She insisted. And so I got her a saxophone, and from there, she started learning how to play the saxophone.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. So Temilaya, I'm sure you play at many gigs since you started playing at church. If you ever get money from it, remember, Renny said 50-50. 50% goes to your pocket and 50% you need to start saving towards your future. So that 50%, remember, bring it to ARM, will help you grow your money and you will become wealthy in the future. So thank you very much for being with us. It's been great having you. I know that one of our participants, Chukwu Emeka, also mentioned that he loved music. So Chukwu Emeka, your passion for music, keep working on it. If you're not as good as Timilayo playing the saxophone or the piano, please work hard at it. Renny said, work hard, work hard, work hard. So on that note, we would like to introduce our next keynote speaker. Again, she's young, she's fantastic. You'll be excited about what she has done. She's she basically believes that young minds have the ability to change the narrative of how the world views indigenous Nigerians. When I say indigenous Nigerians, this is not schooling abroad and staying abroad. She is a medical doctor turned entrepreneur. She is the founder of Flying Doctors Healthcare Investment Group. Her name is Dr. Ola. Dr. Ola, ARM welcomes you to the My Passion, My Future event. Are you there?
Mute. I am. Hello.
Oh, welcome. Can you kindly turn on your video so we can all see how young you are?
Yes, you can, but you can't see me very well. I don't have very much light in the room, but I hope when I switch it on, you can see my face.
Okay.
Hello, can you see me? No?
It's coming up, I believe. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
But
yes.
Hi.
Okay. Hi, welcome. Again, for our participants, Dr. Ola is very busy. She's a medical doctor. She's very, very key in the fight of COVID-19 and just trying to help Nigerians and us as a country get over this. So apologies that she's not in a fancy location, but she's a very, very busy person. So Dr. Ola, please share your story with our teenage participants on how you started the Flying Doctors and what you do today.
Okay, so just to give a bit of introduction, I'm a medical physician and I'm a business person. So I started in medical practice when I first graduated and then went on to start a business. So it's really interesting that sometimes what you end up like studying at school, if you're a science student or an art student, or you're doing commercials, and then you go into university and study something, sometimes you don't always end up doing what you studied to do. And actually, after taking medicine, most doctors go and study orthopedics or go and study gynecology, which is like an obstetrics, delivering babies. They want to do something like medical after they graduate. My second degree is in finance and economics. So I'm somebody that my career has really sort of changed over the years. And I think that's been a big lesson, I guess, that never feel like your decision is made because you studied, chemistry, biology, and physics, and you want to do something else at university, or never feel that your destiny is set because you did, business studies and psychology and sociology and economics, and you want to do something scientific. I think there's always, chances to change your trajectory and to really think about different career options as you grow. So definitely you're not at the final stage. You don't have to make your final choice now. So a bit about my education. I was born in England. I grew up in England, and I went to university in England, study medicine, and then I got a scholarship to do my postgraduate in Tokyo, which I did. And then after that, I started a business. So I started a business really early. Almost as soon as I finished university, I finished my fellowship in Tokyo and then moved from Tokyo to Lagos to start my business. So that's really how my career trajectory has been. And I started off with the idea of just moving patients around. I wanted to make sure that patients could move within Nigeria. If somebody had like an accident on the road, I wanted to make sure that they could move into a hospital in a timely fashion, because I realized that so many Nigerians die in accidents because they can't get to the hospital in the right frame of time, like before they bleed out or before their injuries get so serious. So that's what I really wanted to do, because there were so few hospitals in Nigeria that could deal with like very advanced situations. That was the problem that I wanted to solve, the problem of speed, getting patients to the right medical facility within the right time frame. So that's what I did for about 5 years. But I think, as everybody has been saying, I discovered that, you know, entrepreneurship was a real passion of mine. Treating patients, I hardly did that. I realized like the business of healthcare was very, very different from the practice of healthcare. So while everybody expected me to be going in the plane and like, you know, taking blood pressures, I was doing a lot of finance work. I had to speak to the banks. I had to speak to get financing for everything. I needed to really know a lot about finance. And I think that no matter what you're doing in life, I think that financial education is useful. Whatever profession that you want to go into, knowing about finance and understanding money will make you better at it, make you much better at utilizing the resources that you have. How did I discover my passions and how did I decide to follow them? So I'm just going to put a small picture up. This will stop. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Which sort of talks about passion. And I'll just click it onto the, see, yeah. So passion, actually, how did I discover my passion, and when did I discover my passion, and how did I decide to follow them? I think passion was a very, very small part of sort of my career decision at the beginning. At the beginning of my career, I really wanted a stable job. I wanted something that I wouldn't have to like look for work. My parents were not fantastically rich, so I knew that they wouldn't be able to continue to support me. And I knew that doctors always in the UK seem to get jobs and they had a very, very good salary. So I made a very practical decision to do something that I guess I liked sciences, but it was something that I was good at as well. So I was very, very good at those subjects. I was great at chemistry, biology, and physics. I wouldn't say that I was passionate about it. I was passionate about social sciences. So I was very passionate about economics. I loved economics, I loved sociology, but I was getting better grades in chemistry, biology, and physics. So I kind of found my ikigai. This is this thing in the middle here, where I found something that I was very good at and mixed it with something that I liked, I guess. And I mixed it with something that I felt the world needed. I felt like the world needed more medical experts. And I felt like my final destination was Africa, and definitely Africa needed more medical expertise. But I also picked something that I could be paid for, right? That I felt like, okay, this is going to give me a stable income. And it was in the middle of all these considerations that I decided to go into medicine. So that's not like what a lot of people say. If you ask most people why they decided to be a doctor, they'll say because they wanted to bring kindness to the world, because they were so passionate about healing people. I think it was more of a practical decision for me. And I think that sometimes, you know, if you want, you need to consider, like, I considered my socioeconomic circumstances, and I knew that if I did a course that would require me looking for a job for 2 years, and my parents might not have the money to support me for 2 years, and I might be broke. So I just wanted to do something where I'd be employed immediately and I'd have a good salary and then move on from there. So I was very, very good at economics in school, and I was very, very good at business studies. I was very good at those courses, but I wasn't sure whether I'll be able to get a job and whether it would be able to give me the stability that medicine would give me, where I would get a job with the government straight away. And I know the salary. It wasn't as if I had to be such a brilliant doctor. It wasn't as if I had to be, as long as I got into medical school, as long as I did not drop out, I would get a job. And that was sort of a mix of what I was good at, what I loved or what I kind of liked, what I felt the world needed at the time, and very importantly, something that I could get paid for. So when you're considering, consider, you know, if that passion is really more difficult, think about like, and actually be paid for that passion, career paths, passion to you in the direction of well. So try and think about enough things when you're considering your passion. Passion is important. Also, I think some of the things that you're good at, not just passionate. So a lot of people are really, really passionate about something, but it's not something that they're really good at. So really get an objective opinion as to whether you're actually good at that thing. And then something can generate income for you and something that the world needs. I think that that's very good decision ideology to about when you're thinking about what to do, when you're thinking about your future.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ola, for sharing that with us. One of the participants was asking, since I know you're in a remote location, it seems like you're in a remote location and the lighting isn't very good and the internet as well. We're just hoping and praying. So one of the questions from the participants was, how old were you when you started your business? And I believe this business is the Flying Doctors. And can you just give us a brief about what the Flying Doctors is? Because many people, I'm sure they don't know what that is.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you now. You're back.
Yeah, it's an air ambulance service that moves patients around. So it's a helicopter or a plane that has medical equipment inside, and it has a doctor inside usually, and it moves people that have had accidents or medical emergencies from one place to another. And I was about 23, I think, when I started the business.
Okay, so again, it seems like the magic number here for all our participants is 23. But when you start at 23, remember, you should have done all the groundwork before taking off at 23. So put in, Dr. Ola mentioned, you need to work hard. You need to excel at whatever it is you're doing. And if it is a passion, figure out a way to include that in your other activities, which she mentioned. School is very important. Education is extremely important. Yes, your daddy wants you to be a lawyer. Your mom wants you to also be a doctor. There are a few people that have said, I have Ugonia here. She says she wants to become a neurosurgeon. And she's asked Dr. Ola to coach you. Dr. Ola is a very busy woman. I can tell you that one for free. But I'm sure there are lots of resources on the internet. You can even ask your family doctor to guide you. And Dr. Ola, if you can also, I know you may be asking too much of us. If you can also just respond to a few messages as the program goes along, maybe another 5 minutes of your time while we move on to the next session. If you can just also respond to some people's personal questions. We would appreciate that a great deal.
They're in the chat, right?
Yes, no, they're in the Q&A. So the Q&A is for the questions and the answers. The chat is basically for giveaways.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes, okay, all right. So another question I have for Dr. Ola is, I know you had mentioned Africa. Africa is very large. Why Nigeria? Why did you start in Nigeria? Why are you here when you were born and bred in the UK?
I just saw more opportunity in Nigeria, to be honest. Like I'm going to be very, very honest with you, because I believe that we're all family here. I didn't see many rich people growing up in England that were Black. All of the people that I was reading about were all entrepreneurs. All of the business people that I was reading about that were Black people were all the people that we know, the owners of banks here, the owners of airlines here, the Dangotes of this world. So I just thought, okay, why are there no rich people here in England? Why are there no successful Nigerians here? Let me go to the place where I'm seeing plenty of successful Nigerians that I know that it's possible. Because I didn't see those kind of role models growing up. And still, it's very, very rare to see abroad that you'll see like very, very successful, like a bank owner that is like a Black person or a Nigerian. I never saw those when I was growing up. So I wanted to at least give myself the best possible chance. So that's why I thought, okay, let me come to Nigeria where at least I see examples of people that have done it before.
Okay, so thank you very much again. So to the teenagers, there are a few of you that are used to, going away for summer vacation. There are some of you that are looking to continue your education abroad. Abroad is only good, according to Dr. Ola, for a short period. Come back home and use your talents, use your passion, so that you can be top of whatever it is that you want to do, okay? And then, Dr. Ola, I have another question here. Since we can't see you, I know, so one of the participants has asked that, yes, how do you juggle everything? Being a doctor, being an entrepreneur, so basically if you can just give us a snapshot. I know it's very difficult because every day is probably different for you. Give us a little hint of when you wake up in the morning, what do you do?
I don't juggle. I really admire people that know how to juggle because I don't think I juggle at all. I do every day, I have probably 3 or 4 things that I feel like I need to achieve. But I'm not very much of a juggler. I'm a very focused person. So for most of the time when I was starting Flying Doctors, that was literally all I was doing. I wasn't really doing anything else. And there was a question on wellness and balance I was about to answer before we got cut off.
Okay.
I think I'm not very, for me personally, I think that people need to find their own individual balance. But for me, I'm not very balanced. I work very, very hard. I dedicate most of my time to work. So probably about 90% of the time I'm working, and I'm very, very focused on that. But I admire people that are able to like balance a lot of different things together. Some people have that talent. I've not been able to develop that talent. I'm a bit of a workaholic. I work very, very hard at what I do, and I'm very, very focused on a very small number of things. So I tend not to multitask. I tend to have maybe 1, 2, 3 things that I want to achieve. At the beginning of this year, I had 4 things that I wanted to achieve. So I always write my goals down, what I want to achieve in a year. I write them on my wall. And I wake up to those 4 things every single morning. And maybe when it comes to the 3-month mark in a year, I might rewrite them or change them, but usually they stay more or less the same throughout the year of these 4 goals that I want to achieve or 3 goals that I want to achieve. But I'm not really one for juggling. I just try and do a few things very, very well.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so again, one of the questions that has been asked is, I'm just trying to read through there's so many responses. Again, we have almost 400 participants here live. Somebody has asked in general, how long is this session for? It's supposed to be a 2-hour session that is packed with information overload. So please, again, get your pen and paper ready. Okay, so Dr. Ola, you started at 23. Somebody was asking a question about funding, how you got funding for your business. And also they were asking how, another question about, okay, so just a general question. I know you started at 23. So the first question is about funding, how you got funding for your first business. And before you got that funding, were there any tools or anything that you needed? So that's part A. Part B of that question. Then the next question is, at 23, did you just wake up one morning to, start the business, or did you have to do anything behind the scenes? Like, again, Renny gave up on chocolates, sweets, being a sweet tooth and all those things to have more money to invest in the future. So did you have to give up anything? I know med school is very, very difficult, it's very hard. It's not for everybody. So what did you have to give up to be able to be where you are today?
So the first thing is about funding, and I'm just telling my own personal experience. Everybody's experience is different. So I already was working when I wanted to start my business. So I had a salary, and because I had a constant salary and the bank knew that I had a constant salary, they were able to give me a little bit extra on the basis of my salary. So I used that and invested it in the business. So I think the first thing is, like, you can't just wake up and go to the bank and ask for money, right? You really do have to have a constant source of income so the bank will know that you're going to get it back. So I think for funding, if you want to start a business, you can either go to friends and family, depending on the caliber of friends and family that you had. I didn't have any friends and family at the time that could have funded my business. I didn't know those kind of people and they weren't in my family. So I had to get to the stage where I was working and generating an income, and then I could access a small amount of bank finance to start my business. And then obviously, as the business grew, then I could go back to the bank and say that, you know, my business is growing, guys. You know, you can give me a little bit more money because I'm gradually becoming more successful. And it wasn't just by the numbers. It was also by the relationships I developed at the bank as well. So making sure that if you're looking for funding, you're also building a network. And I think that that was something that I never learned as a teenager. I was always very introverted. I didn't really like speaking to people. I always kept myself. But I realized that in business, if you're keeping yourself to yourself and your banker does not know you, and you go in as a stranger and start looking for funding, then they're less likely to give it to you because they don't know you. But if they know you, they like you, they trust you, then you're more likely, people are willing to extend themselves for you if they know you and they like you and they trust you. So I think it's really important, even within the people on this call, and as you go through life from this point on, to always try and help people out, always try and build your network, always try and be sort of a source of, have a very, very wide, authentic friendship group where you can call on people. Even people that have more friends find it easy to raise money compared to people that don't have any friends. I was a loner, so of course, who was going to give me money? I didn't even know anybody in the first place. How many people did I speak to when I was at uni? But the popular people in university, not necessarily popular, but people that
put themselves out there.
Yeah, people that made very good friendships, not necessarily the most popular person in the uni, but people that really built authentic relationships. Found it easier to raise funding for their business than people like me that was just in medical school, I was in the library. It's very, very, when you go to university, you must face your studies. You must try and get the best possible grades that you can. But university is also a place where, especially if you're going to a Nigerian university, especially a tier 1 Nigerian university, the Unilags, the OAUs, the Ilorins, then definitely you're going to have a senator in your class. It's almost certain that you're going to have a senator, you're going to have maybe a future governor, maybe a future House of Reps person in your class, you're going to have bankers, future bankers in your class. And if you're friends with them, and 10 years down the line, you need to obtain funding. This is the guy that you went to school with now, and you spoke to him throughout university and your friends. It's going to be easier for you to approach that person than if you didn't speak to them and you didn't have a prior relationship. And this is something called emotional intelligence. It's a concept where you have the technical skills. Like I had all the degrees because I was a doctor. Of course, I had all the degrees. I had all the medical knowledge. But when it came to the social knowledge of knowing how to interact with people, knowing how to make friends with people, knowing how to connect with people, I didn't know any of that. And I realized that as you go through your business, even any career that you want to do, it's also useful to develop the emotional intelligence as well as the technical knowledge for that profession that you want to go into.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, so I have Jeffrey Atto. You also asked a question. You're just 14 years old. You need money to start a new YouTube channel. So going off of what Dr. Ola said, focus on your education, network with your classmates. Also, based off of what Renny said. So you see how the keynote speakers that we have today, they're giving us tips on what to do that would help us in the future. Renny did chores. Any money she got from her birthdays, from uncles, from aunties, Christmas, those are the things that you need to start saving today so that you can start your YouTube channel in the future when you have enough money. Again, face your education so that at the end of the day, you would have a good job, have money coming into the bank. Dr. Ola mentioned it. You have money, the bank knows you. You just don't show up one day and say you want to open an account. They won't take you seriously. So you need to, again, Renny mentioned this, show up. You need to show up in everything that you can do. At 14, yes, okay, you're not, it's still underage. You're considered underage by society, but you can go to your uncle's house, wash a car, ask for them, to give you some type of pocket money. You can do some chores in the house, ask for your parents to, give you some type of pocket money. And then based off of that, you can use it to start your investment with ARM. And again, we're giving out their giveaways at this event. Please, the giveaways is basically money for you to start your investments. Raphael mentioned it. Win a giveaway today and you're on your way to starting your investments. That amount is enough for you to start your investments with ARM. Any amount you get from chores and all that, you can redirect to add to what you have started with ARM, so that you would have that amount and much more in the future, because that money has grown for you. So Dr. Ola, on that note, again, please spend another 5 minutes. We're begging you. I know you're very, very busy. I apologize again if you can't see Dr. Ola. I promise you she's young. She's younger than me. So if you think I'm young, she's younger than me and she's doing fantastic. So congratulations on everything you're doing. All the best. Please stay safe. We know you're exposed to a lot of the healthcare pandemic that is currently going on right now.
Yeah,
so thank you very much for giving us your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you all the best with your investments and your businesses. And 14 years old isn't too young to start a YouTube channel. If you really want to start the YouTube channel, then ask your parents, get on the phone and start pitching to all your relatives. I'm sure that all you need is a camera and some photograph materials. They might even have them at home. You might not even need the funding. You might just need the equipment. And I'm sure some of your relatives have the equipment. So if you get a list of 10 of your closest relatives, you source for the camera, you source for the laptop, I'm sure you can start your YouTube channel and get some small funding for credit. It's not too young to start a YouTube channel. So please follow your dreams. Or YouTube channels can be, it could be the beginning of a media empire. So I'm really, really excited about how at such a young age, you've gotten that great idea. So get on the phone to your friends and relatives and network. I told you before, you can network with your family as well. If you're the one that greets the most, if you're the one that hugs the most, if you're the ones that is happiest to see your relatives, believe me, they will be able to sponsor your business. If you're pitching to them, talking to them, telling them about your ideas, showing them examples of YouTube channels done by children your age, and seeing what they've been able to do with those YouTube channels, show them examples, put together something, let your parents take you around. You can get some small capital to start your YouTube channel. So all the best with that, and all the best with all your ventures. It's been great spending time with you today.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ola.
Thank you.
Okay, so on that note, another opportunity to win something. So Jeffrey, this question is for you. And I want you to really start an investment with ARM. So start typing. The question is, Dr. Ola, her first business is called what? We mentioned it a few times. If Jeffrey doesn't get it, whoever gets it would win a gift voucher from ARM. So I'm getting a lot of responses. Fantastic, flying doctors. Well done, you're getting it. Somebody says flying doctors investment, healthcare investment group. That is the correct answer. I'll ask my colleagues to please let me know who sends that response so that I can acknowledge the person. And then we can give you your gift voucher. So for everybody that has won a gift, please send a private message to us, the panelists, with your email address and possibly your phone number. My colleague, Raphael, also shared his email address. Please shoot him a line, send him an email so that he would be able to respond to you and guide you on what you can use that investment or that gift voucher for. Okay, so there are a lot of questions on YouTube. My colleagues are going to get back to you. Our speakers, Renny and Dr. Ola, did not have access to the YouTube questions, but we would share your questions. So there are questions about, I think Amechi Chima Obi asked, what's the major difference between a nurse and a doctor? Can you please re-show the 4 circles Dr. Ola showed us? We'll find a way to get that information to you. Laolu Alimi also said, do you need money for a YouTube channel? Yes, you do, believe it or not. You know, not everybody has a fancy phone, or uncles and aunties that have the gadgets that you can use, or even not everybody has internet. Dr. Ola was reporting from a remote location. You know, we're in Nigeria, we're still a third world country. So yes, to answer your question, yes, you need money to do anything, you know, and again, remember, start from your home base. You know, you're teenagers, don't sit around. Your computer game, Minecraft, is going to be there forever. You know, you can sleep, you can wake up, your Minecraft game is still going to be waiting for you. So find things that you can do that would get you money and start making money for you right now, so that you can direct the money and see it grow with a company like ARM. Okay, so the person that won that giveaway is, I have to look, my colleagues. Okay, so I would go back to, I'll announce the winner later. Again, the chat is only for giveaways. If you have any questions that require answers, please put them in the Q&A box. It helps us very much. There are 400 participants on here. It's very, very difficult to go through all 400 at the same time, okay? All right, so thank you very much. We'll move on to the next session. It's fun. I'm sure we bombarded you with a lot of information as well. This is just basically going to share about health and wellness with you. If you notice, Dr. Ola mentioned about being healthy. You know, you need to be of sound mind. You need to be well. Renny also mentioned about wellness and what you can do to just stay well and be positive. So we'll show you a short video, and then we can chat about that after the video.
You can't tell how someone feels just by looking at them or what they share online. To the outside world, our lives may look perfect, even if in reality they aren't. I'm always worrying about doing well at school, and with the end of year test coming up, I'm not sure how much longer I can cope. My thoughts swarm around my head, sometimes keeping me up all night. Some days it's just all too much, and I feel like I'm lost in space. When I did badly on one of my tests, I just about kept it together until I got home. Then I broke down crying in front of my mum. She listened for a bit, and then she told me that, just like physical health, we all have mental health. It's our feelings, our thinking, our emotions, and our moods. She then said that feeling down, angry, and stressed is a normal part of life, just like it's normal to feel happy, confident, and carefree sometimes. We all have positive and negative emotions that come and go based on what's happening around us. These are everyday feelings. Good mental health means experiencing negative emotions. It's not always about being happy. Mum can relate to the feelings of stress. So when Mum suggested I take a break from everything and do something I enjoy, I actually took her advice. So I made myself a hot chocolate, snuggled up in a duvet and watched a film. And you know what? Afterwards I felt so much better. Mum should take her own advice.
Most of us only ever share the good things. We don't like to share how we really feel. Every morning when I wake up, negative thoughts stream through my head. Getting out of bed and pretending I'm okay takes all the energy I have. As the day goes on, the negative thoughts turn from a stream into a river. The water rushes through my head so loudly it's hard to concentrate in lessons. And some days it's so bad it feels like a waterfall that's trying to pull me over the edge. Everything is so overwhelming. I didn't think my friends would understand if I told them how down I was feeling. But when Sasha opened up to me about how stressed she was feeling, I told her. I wasn't sure how to bring up how I'd been feeling, so I started by saying that I didn't feel like myself. Just her listening made me feel like she understood. She told me some things that had helped her, so I tried them too, but it didn't make much of a difference. Even when I tried to be around my friends, I felt alone. The things I used to enjoy weren't fun anymore.
I was really worried about Andre and not sure what to do. He was quiet and wasn't hanging out with us like he used to. So I asked our head of year for some advice. He suggested I get Andre to speak to him since his negative feelings weren't going away.
I didn't want to speak to our head of year, but I also didn't want to keep feeling so down, so I went. He said that sometimes we have overwhelming feelings that can be more intense than our everyday feelings. These feelings hang around for a long time and change the way we feel, think, and behave. They can stop us doing what we want to in life. That's what I was going through. He also said that if we're physically unwell, we let people know, we ask for help. It should be no different with mental health. Sometimes our overwhelming feelings are brought on because of things in our life. Sometimes they happen for no reason at all. After hearing this, I felt much less alone and it felt good to talk. Scientists have found exercise can help when you're feeling low, so our head of year encouraged me to sign up to the school football club, which Sasha was already in. I still have days when the river is there, but now I'm beginning to understand my mental health. I'm learning how to cope. Our head of year reminded me that my friends, family, teachers, and lots of others at school are there to help just as much as he is. I had no idea the people around me could be so understanding. And while it's not always easy to talk about my mental health, the person I'm talking to might be able to help. If you don't feel like talking, that's fine. You could try writing, sports, reading, art, music, playing with your pet, whatever makes you feel better.
If you're the person someone talks to when they're struggling, just listen with no pressure or judgments. You don't have to have the answer. If you feel unsure about anything, you can speak to a trusted adult. Talking about mental health doesn't have to be difficult. After all, it's something we all have.
Okay, fantastic. I hope everybody was able to see that video and get a few notes from that video. So basically the video spoke about two different people, Sasha and Andre. So Sasha and Andre were feeling down at some point in time. Can anybody, just by a raise of hands, how many people have ever felt down about anything or something? Just raise your hand. Oh, fantastic. We're almost at 150 people. So feeling down and sad is very normal. It's honestly, everybody has moments that they feel down and sad. So what we do is, what do you do to get out of feeling sad and down? That's what matters the most out of anything that at all that we do. So Sasha basically had failed an exam, or she did poorly on a test. Maybe she's an A-star student, or she's used to getting B's and she got a C or a D. You know, I was feeling bad about it. And because of that, she spoke to her mom. So her mom was her key, was the person that she spoke to that got her to do something that she loved doing, just so that she could get her mind off that sadness. So what did Sasha do? Sasha basically made herself a hot chocolate. You can make yourself Milo. You can, you know, drink a bottle of Coke, just something that you like to do. And she watched a movie and ate popcorn. And after the movie was done, she was much better. She was even so much better that when she saw that her friend Andre was sad, she went to speak to him. Again, you have to be a good listener. And got to know that he was also sad as well. And basically, after Andre spoke to her, he wasn't feeling better. And she noticed that he was still down. She went to speak to a teacher. You see why your teachers are important? She went to speak to a teacher, and the teacher now advised her to have Andre come to talk to him. So Andre spoke to the teacher, and the teacher told him to pick a sport. I know somebody said they were very, very good at playing football. This is where your passion for football comes in. You know, you can feel sad in school, but again, that passion that you have needs to be something that you love doing. Because when you love doing something, you forget about all the sad things. Again, I would just like 1 or 2 participants, raise your hand if you would just like to speak to me about a situation you've been in where you were sad and how you got out of it, just so we can motivate ourselves. I know Umam Uzo Ube More has thanked us for having a mental health section in this event today. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the feedback that we're getting. So I can see 17 participants have raised their hands. I would basically pick on maybe about 2-3 people just to share their experiences and unmute their mics. So Priska, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, welcome Priska, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15 years old?
Yes.
Okay, so would you like to share a time where you were sad and how you got over being sad?
Yes.
Okay.
When I was 13 years old, I wrote the Cambridge O-level exams. And then I worked very hard. I studied all the time. I gave up watching TV. I stopped doing most of the things that I loved doing. And then when I wrote the exam, I was really hoping for the best. I prayed. I did a lot of things. But then when the results came out, I was very shocked and I was angry with myself that I did not work hard enough. I did not do the most important thing to check my work. I was so angry with myself. I didn't talk to my siblings. I didn't play with my friends anymore. I didn't do anything again. I was just very depressed. So my dad called me a week later and asked me what has been going on with me. And then I told him that I'm angry with myself that I didn't pass the Cambridge O-level. And then he was like that I should understand that I'm still very young, that I'm just 13, and I should be proud of myself that I was even able to write the exam and come out with a good enough score, that I should not beat myself up, that there are still many other times I can write it again when I'm older, that I should just be happy with myself that I was able to write it and come out well. So I took his advice, and then after that, I went to talk to my siblings and explained to them, and I told them they should not have any hard feelings with me. And then I got better and I started to do what I loved again.
Okay, so what did you love to do? You didn't tell us.
I love to animate.
Oh, so you should go to Japan then, similar to Dr. Ola. Because that's where all the anime comes from. So well done. Thank you so much, Priska, for sharing with us. Because you have shared, because I know, again, there's over 350 participants on at this event. It's very difficult for somebody to stand up and talk. You must be a very confident person. Well done. So for that, we will give you one of our vouchers from ARM to start an investment with us. And I hope, Priska, that you've learned a lot.
Yes.
You have. Well done.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the next person that, Samuel, are you ready to share a moment where you were sad with us? Samuel? Samuel? Okay, Samuel, I'll see if we can come back to you. I can see Anita Aluwele. So I'm going to unmute your mic now, Anita, so that we can hear from you. Anita? Okay, so we'll try another person. Abiodun.
Hello.
Okay, Anita, you're on. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anita. I've been seeing all your comments. You're an active participant. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay, and are you ready to share a moment or a time where you were sad and how you got out of being sad?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a period when I came to a boarding school. That was my SS1. My friends, I actually love making friends and playing along with people, but there was a point where I got intimidated by the new people I met there, the classmates, always like insulting me, things like that. So I felt really bad. I dropped academically also because I'm actually a very good person in mathematics. For the first time in my life, I got beaten in maths. So when I got home, my mom was like, what's wrong with my results? Why am I failing in mathematics? And I explained everything to her. So she now told me that I hope I know why I'm in school. I'm in school not to make friends and to excel. That I should not just put up a character that will please other people. That I shouldn't displease myself to please other people. I should stand by what I am taught, because right from primary school, I've maintained that award being best in mathematics. And so that's my first time breaking that award. So I heed to our advice. And when I go back to school, I started flowing with everybody. No matter how they throw insults at me, I just overlook it and stay focused on my books. And by the grace of God, I also pray to God and ask Him He should help me avoid distractions and help me and give me the grace to overlook the things they are doing to me. And by the grace of God, I can testify I'm doing very well in my mathematics now. And the last Calbepedia maths I wrote, I came out, my score was 72. That the first set, 72, but I couldn't write further again because of some things happened. I changed school and the rest because I had a registration in my previous school. So I could do better. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well done. Well done, Anita. So I hope you were able to answer 26 when I was asking if ARM started in 1994. How old are we? And since you're good in maths, thank you so much for sharing. Again, we're very excited. Thank you for participating. It's very confident of you to just raise your hand and speak. So thank you for that. So on that note, we see that Priska and Anita are very, very similar to Sasha, who didn't do very well from the video, who didn't do very well in a test and found a way to get out of it. Again, your parents are very, very key. So we'll have tips on how to get over being sad. One is to keep active. You need to start a sport, just do something that would basically move your muscles, move your body. So sports, somebody said they loved football. Another person said they liked basketball. Well done. That's where you can start from. Again, just even going for a walk. If you have, Danielle says she loves running. Well done, Danielle. That is also a way to get out of being sad because you're thinking about something else. It's not about what you're being sad about. Again, eating healthy. Have an orange. There's so many local fruits. Orange, apples, there's so many things that we can find easily accessible. Pawpaw, pineapple, that we can ask our parents to buy for us so that we can eat. Chocolates and all those things, they're all sugar related. And what is going to happen when you have a lot of sugar is going to make you feel sad because when you wear clothes, the clothes won't even fit right on you. So eat healthy. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So please eat healthy, good quality of sleep. I reiterate, I say it again, whatever video games you're playing till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, whatever movie you're watching, right now, GSTV, you can pause, you can sleep. By the time you wake up, wherever you paused at is going to wait for you, to come back to. There's Netflix for those of you that have Netflix at home. Press pause, go to sleep. They say good quality of sleep, at least 8 or 10 in a day is ideal. You don't want to be awake when everybody in the house is sleeping. Because basically what happens is, where the first argument that you and your parents will have is, why aren't you awake when, at 10 o'clock when everybody else is awake in the house? So again, if you don't sleep very well, whatever you're passionate about, you'll be tired. Your brain will be too tired to excel in those things. So 8 to 10 hours of sleep, write it down, is very, very good for you. Again, have a good circle of friends around you. I know that this lockdown period, a lot of people cannot see their families, like your extended family. You can't see your friends from school. School provided that option of, just interacting with your friends in school. So use FaceTime, use your phone, call them, find out how they're doing. Who knows, they may be sad. And similar to Sasha, you can get them out of that sadness by, just talking to them and letting them know that they're not alone. We're all in this together. This is a virtual event because we cannot come and laugh and joke and have fun with you. Again, there's so many people that are logging in outside of Lagos, from Abuja, from Port Harcourt. If we were having this event, it's difficult. It will cost your parents money to bring you to Lagos or Abuja or wherever the event is going to be held. So have a good circle of friends around you. Speak to your family for help. Have positive thinking. The very first video we showed, when about 132 people had logged on, it said gratitude. Always be thankful for, write 3 things every day, 3 things that you're happy about. Some of us, we have roofs over our head. Some people don't. So you are privileged more than other people are. Again, some people don't even have access to the information that we're giving on at this event. So think positive. That's something to be thankful for. And some people don't even have parents or a good circle around them. So again, be thankful for that. Get help when required. Your parents are there. Speak to your doctor. If it's, if you think that you're not so close to your parents, speak to an older aunt, speak to an older cousin. Avoid all the dangerous things. Alcohol, drugs, those things only make you sad and they will keep you sad. So what you need to do is don't even bother with them at all. It doesn't help anybody and it will definitely not help you. So again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Renny. I see that she's still on, responding to messages and responding to questions. Renny and Mr. Adetoyinbo, thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. You've spent the whole day with us. We really, really appreciate that. I want to also say that all the participants, at the end of this event, we're going to turn on everybody's mic. Have a happy face. Don't be sad. Have a happy face and we will turn on your camera so we can take a quick picture and so I can see you, because you guys, most of you can see me, but I can't see you. So it would be nice to know who Anita is. It will be nice to know who Priska is. And it will also be nice to know who the winners of our last giveaway were. That's the, so the Flying Doctors question. And the winners of the Flying Doctors question on YouTube is, so we had a YouTube winner and we had a Zoom winner. So Uzoma Iroche won on YouTube. So congratulations, Uzo. You win a gift voucher from ARM. On Zoom, Mary Vin, you won a gift voucher from ARM. Congratulations to you. Now, just as a little fun session, I know we've done music. We've also had a few giveaways. We've shown videos. So Renny, again, is congratulating all the winners. Well done, because this is the beginning of your financial success. So thank you again, Renny. She's really, really your cheerleader since I'm older than her. So we're going to show a little video. It is going to be fastest fingers on YouTube. I think we've done enough of Zoom. Do you agree? Or should we do one on each? A YouTube winner and a Zoom winner. Joshua says no. Yes, please. Okay, so one of each. So what we're going to do is show a video. It's a dance video. and you're going to tell me what video this is. Fastest fingers, let's go.
Wait. Go. Go. Got one. Go. Go. Yeah. Go. Go. Let's go. Cash on me. Like I hit the lottery.
Okay, I think a lot of people already know that TikTok video. They know the dance in it. So the winners are, before the video, even 2 seconds, I think you guys have been watching this video for too long. Again, spend less time on TikTok so that you can do house chores to make money for you. So on, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out who the first person on Zoom is. So on YouTube, again, Amarachi Ukoha has won. And you win a gift voucher from ARM. Well done, Amarachi. And we have Ife on Zoom. Ife, congratulations, you get a gift voucher from ARM. So I'm sure a lot of people are asking, how much is this gift voucher that ARM is giving? All of you, I believe there's about 12 of you right now. You win 10,000 Naira to start your investment with ARM. So please put your hands together for yourselves. I know a lot of people, you were not sure how to start investing. This is an opportunity. Please send an email to Ralph. He'll come back to give us more information about investing and just to chat with us for a little bit. Again, once Ralph is done talking to you, we're going to have about 2 minutes of having your camera on. Do something funny, something happy. You know, it was a pleasure having you here. It's not easy to be with us we were supposed to be a 2-hour event. We're about 2 hours and 15 minutes right now, so which is not too bad, but because of the participation from all of you, we appreciate it. And thank you again for spending the afternoon with us. Over to you, Ralph. Okay, so while we wait for Ralph, we'll just use the opportunity to take our last poll for today. So again, it's anonymous. Please be as honest as possible. Please be as honest as possible. The question is, did you enjoy the session? Yes, no, indifferent. Please send your responses. Okay, another 5 seconds and then we'll end the poll. A few responses are still coming in. Isaac, I see you. You said yes, you enjoyed the session. Thank you. Okay, so about 85% enjoyed the session. Congratulations, we enjoyed having you here. A few people said no, they didn't enjoy the sessions. Maybe you have 1 or 2 questions that have still not been answered. We will bring Ralph back. You'll see his email address. Please send your questions to Ralph and we'll be able to respond to it. Even if it's if the question is for Renny or Dr. Ola or even Temilayo herself, please send the question to Ralph and he'll be able to come back. He'll be able to respond by email. We have about 11% of you that are indifferent. Again, there must be something that maybe you asked a question or you still need more information. Please send an email to Ralph. With Ralph is a wealth advisor. We also have a few of his team that are also responding to questions via YouTube or Instagram or Zoom. And I would just like to mention Nike is one of them. Osaz is one of them. So thank you very much, Nike. Thank you very much, Osaz. Thank you very much to the entire wealth advisor, wealth management team at ARM. Those are the people that you need to stay close to, send emails to find out, again, how to redeem your vouchers, 10,000 naira, you can't see it go down. Invest in it today and come back in 5 years and see how that money has grown to whatever it is that you want it to grow to. Remember to have your camera on. So if it is that you want to quickly go and put lip gloss or Vaseline or something over your lips so we can take your picture and I can get to see you. The time is once Ralph is done having a little chat with you, then we can do that. Okay, I'm Moradike Odubweso again, and thank you again for being with us. Over to you,
Thank you
Ralph.
very much, Moradike. Little did I know that you had passion for hosting events. We need to do a lot of this more often. Thank you so much for that. I hate to do this. I hate to be the one. I see that a lot of people are excited at the end of the event. I hate to be the one to put a stop to this excitement, but unfortunately, we have to prepare for 2021 edition. We thank you very much for attending this 2020 edition of My Future, My Passion, My Future. We are really excited that you could make this first virtual edition. This is our third edition in all, but this is our first virtual edition. And we thank you for attending. We thank all our speakers from the Group CEO of ARM to Renny Odetoyinbo, to Mr. Bode Odetoyinbo, to Dr. Ola Brown, to Temidayo Aboderi. We thank everyone for being there. We thank the entire back office of the ARM crew for making this happen. Those in the IT room, the wealth advisors. We thank everyone. We thank our participants as well. We thank you guys for making it happen, most especially for turning up in numbers, both on YouTube and on Zoom. Going back to the vouchers, how can you redeem the vouchers? We'll need your name. We have the names of the winners. We'll need your ID card as well. And then we'll talk you through the sort of investments that you can invest in, ranging from mutual funds to stocks to real estate. All those opportunities are there lined up for you. We'll have to engage you and find out what you're interested in and what your current objectives are. And then we'll advise you on what is most suitable for you to put the funds in and how you can continue to grow it to ensure that you achieve all of those objectives. Key takeaways from the event, just to remind us all: get educated, get your education, complete your education, complete your school, get your degree, work hard, learn about money. These three things are very important. They all came through from all the two key speakers that we had earlier on. And most importantly, you need to dream big, follow your passion, be responsible, stay focused, be disciplined, make sacrifices, and excel at every opportunity that comes your way. Please remember that Moradike advised us earlier we'll be able to turn on our videos just shortly after this vote of thanks so that we can take pictures and we can have this for our own keeps. Thank you very much once again for joining us, and we hope to see you in 2021.
It's KD.
I'm a ruler, yakba for my cooler. Pretty shawty screaming, what is pull up? Know the vibes, we done the high. Kalakuta rolling vuvuzela. Jumbo J's popping like I'm feeling the night. I must enjoy, I live my life. With an old babe and all their friends. Yeah, we getting mad lit in our daddy's pants. Let's see people they rude, but we know to send. Everybody pretty, so they go, yeah, well, yeah, they go, yeah. I say no be, yeah. Like a lazy snack, no be debonair. With his sundress, long hair, I know underwear. She gon' bust it down on the ground when nobody's there. Time of our lives. We are still young. We need some fun. I feel alive. But I'm still numb. But I'm still numb. Pour Henny on rocks.
Hi everybody,
rocks.
please
Then
don't
Jamie
forget.
on rocks. I don't wanna talk. I just wanna drink some, probably hit some. Pour Henny on rocks.
Hello everybody, put your cameras on. We need to see your face.
I just wanna drink some, probably hit some when I'm catching bugs.
It's showing that the host stopped the video.
See everybody's faces.
They say that the host stopped the video.
Oh man, I got these niggas switching on my ass like crazy. Some of them still have my baby. It's too fresh, it drives them crazy.
Okay, so Steve, can you stop the video? So we can see everybody's faces. Some of the participants said they can't put on their video.
Have a good time, mommy, have a good time. Make sure that they don't know. Come and rock that when we come and shake that up. Make sure they don't know. Have a good time, mommy, have a good time. Make sure they don't know. Come and shake that when we come and shake that up. Time to I know, say, you know what to play tonight. I'm back there. Oh, yeah, Need to relax and good. Need to show me what you can do.
Sorry, hi Mary, the music is from off. We're just trying to reduce it and get as many people on as possible.
Let me see, I'm not seeing. I can't see my video. I can't see you guys.
All right, everyone, you can turn on your video now. Please turn on your videos.
Video is blocked.
It's showing that we can't turn it on because it's stopped.
We can't turn it on, man.
Okay.
It says my videos have been disabled.
Positive.
I'm block it now.
Just hold on. We're working with our IT team here.
You can't turn it on.
Hey.
I can't turn my video on.
Hello.
Oh, it's actually affected for on its own.
Hi
everyone. And they should make it possible now.
Yeah, sorry, we have over 400 participants, so it's difficult to get everybody. Just please bear with us.
Yeah?
Wow. Do this thing, man. Do it.
How can this video start now?
It's not working.
It's not
showing
working.
It's showing that host has disabled it.
Yeah, so just
Sure,
bear
you
with
cannot
us.
start a video because the host has stopped it.
We're trying to enable your video and your camera.
It's not working. It's not working, man.
Just bear with us, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
I can't join yet. I need to.
Emily, you came out.
Are you here? I'm not going to do this.
Wait, calm down.
Okay, please be patient with us. Please. Apologies.
I just saw my classmates.
We are not enabling. I can hear it.
You're not seeing. No, I cannot understand anything. I'm talking for. That video, people have made me disgrace myself.
Okay, so Rejoice, Rebecca, I'm going to promote you now. Put on your camera.
To join live.
Aurelia, I'm going to promote you now. So put on your camera. Joyce, your camera is on.
I'm back now.
What's the
It's
picture
not
now?
snap picture.
The picture.
That picture. Only
So for me,
Oh,
just
no.
camera now.
take pictures. Only video I can see here.
Easy.
Now.
I don't know here, sir.
Back now.
I don't want to start with this game, guys.
I'm putting on your camera now. Put on your camera. Hey, adjust your camera.
I really wanted to. I actually wanted to win those vouchers.
Let me see. Let me see whether I can change the name now.
I really, really wanted to win one of those vouchers because I answered most of the questions. I mean, I was not just fast enough.
My network was slow, fam. Oh, we can't post on There's confusion. Let me just give you some.
Don't worry, leave it like that.
Hello.
My mind.
Hey.
My password.
Wow.
Sweet
Fake.
Please, I can't show my video.
People are taking. Actually, that TikTok challenge. I thought the video was actually the Renny challenge.
Hey, Ma, how are you?
I swear, I couldn't get to
Just put on my video.
Asking the vouchers, winning the vouchers.
Stop is doing that to me.
I love TikTok. I watch most of the videos.
Didn't get it. That's it.
Hey, can we just leave?
Typing in the wrong
My
place.
video. Shut up.
The audio is working, but
Please, I need to the message. Just put it.
Can everybody hear me? Please, the mic's on mute.
Yes, we can hear
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so
Hear
much. Many people have their cameras on.
Hi, Mary. Naima. Oh my God. Hi. How are you? Hi, I got you.
not carry
Video. Because Jessica. My camera.
This has to enroll from.
This is what I said.
Hello. Anybody?